one of my most important songs in my life. I think this song actually shaped my personality to some degree. And it was sung by Ray Stevens about 1970. I was 20 years old and I didn't have a clue about anything. As right now, the more I learn, the more I know I don't know. And maybe the rest of you can identify with that. I'm amazed at some of these people that think they know what they're talking about. I know they're all pumped up, puff and smoke, and you do too. The real thing that's important is that we encourage and build one another up. That's our calling as human beings, to strengthen and encourage one another, and not to be in competition in such a way that we tear others down to exalt ourselves. And we need to be facing a whole different world right now than we've ever done. And we have an opportunity today, at this time in history, to change our society to something totally different than what it was before. So I kind of I used to entertain a lot. I was on the stage and the lights flashing and I had some fancy clothes. So, they hang in the closet and I don't want to get rid of them. So I'm going to wear them once in a while. And it's not because I think am very impressive necessarily. It's quite the contrary. I need to put some sparkling on for anybody to look at me. But anyhow, now listen. I'm going to sing this song for you. It means a lot to me. And I'm going to sing it out of my heart. And I may change the words a little bit now and then. But it's a pretty perfect song the way it is. Although I'm not a purist. I think that as time goes by, we might want to change some of the words as we learn as a society and we grow, if we do. Some parts of the society I think might be learning. Other parts of this society I don't think learn anything. They're blinded. And I've got some comments about that in my philosophical treatises on things like that. Anyway, I'm going to sing a song for you that Ray Stevens sang in 1970. And I hope somebody out there listens to it. And I hope somebody out there can enjoy this song and remembering just the message we've never applied to our society. Now at this COVID virus time, maybe we'll be able to apply it
Jesus loves the little
in a new way.
All the children of the world, red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in His sight. Jesus loves the little children.
Yes, they are. I love little children. Everything is beautiful in its own way, like a starry summer night or a cold stormy winter's day. Yeah, everybody's beautiful, all in their own way. Under God's heaven, this world's gonna find a way. There are none so blind as those who cannot see. Oh, listen, we must not close our minds. We must let our thoughts be free. Every hour that passes by, the world's getting a little older. It's time to realize that love lies in the eyes of the beholder. Everybody's beautiful. Yeah, everything is beautiful in its own way. Oh, like a starry summer night or a cold, stormy winter's day. Oh, everything is beautiful, all in its own way. Under God's heaven, this world's gonna find a way. Shouldn't care about the length of somebody's hair or the color of his skin. Stop worrying about what shows from the night. Let's start looking about what's within. That's what's important. Let's show love to everybody and give our hearts to love. Everything's gonna work out just fine. Let's take a look around and see our friends. Everybody's beautiful in their own way, like a starry summer night or those cold, stormy winter's days. Oh, well, everybody's beautiful. Yes, they are. In their own way, they are so beautiful. Under God's heaven, this world just might be able to find a way. Yeah. Everybody's beautiful in their own way. You know, I believe that everything is beautiful in its own way. And you know, I'm looking out the window here this stormy day. Here, I got a stormy day today, and it's cold and it's not so terribly cold as the winter time, you know, but it is cold, colder than it's been. And they say we're going to have a few thunderstorms today. You know, when it's thundering outside and lightning and it's raining, I stay in the house. When it's not and the sun is shining and it's warm, I'm outside doing stuff. Got lots to do. Okay, so, you know, I kind of got to grousing sometimes about the cold and the rain, and my goodness. You know, I have a mind to show you something. I'm going to pick up my device for recording, and I'm going to take it over here. I'm going to show you something outside that I think is very beautiful. Here's my Del Rey guitar is going to be sitting in the way. Here now that's my front yard. I hope you can see it if I'm holding it right and my fingers aren't in the way, you know? Well, anyway, that's my front yard. And of course it needs a whole lot of work. And I'm doing a little bit of work every day. I'm also selling all my famous things. You know, all those things that I own, I'm selling because I'm downsizing. I'm going to travel. I'm going to sing and travel and encourage and build people up and give away things to people that are suffering. And I'm going to help the poor and the children who are suffering. I go to the island of Biliran in the Philippines, and I do minister to those children there with all my heart. They climb all over me, and I make sure that they have the Word of God, they have life, they learn lessons, and they don't have to go search in the beach when the tide goes out for little crustaceans crawling around, collecting them in a bucket, taking them home, and cooking them over a fire for breakfast. But they actually have nutritious food when I'm there, the best I can. You know, and I have others. You know, there's a guy named Stephen Jenkins who I see him. I believe that his heart is pure. You know, he's not a perfect human being, neither am I, but we are doing the best we can, and he does care about those children. And he's offered to let me stay on that beach in a home anytime I want to, as long as I can. So whenever I can get away and can afford to get there and can have enough money to give people things, then I'm going to go. And I've been there twice, and I'm going to go back. I'm trying to learn the language, Tagalog. So it's hard for me, but God will help me. So pray for me in that regard. I want to say, though, everything, something that integrated into my personality when I was younger. This song, I think Ray Stevens' songs, not Ray Charles, both of them I like, but and sing their songs. But this song in particular, Everything is Beautiful, I remember singing that in 1970 all over the place in my fraternity. I was in a fraternity. I was not a Christian, and I sang that and sang that and sang that to the people, till the other guys in my fraternity started throwing things at me and telling me to shut up. I could not stop singing that. And I think while I was singing it, I integrated that song right into my personality. I became very, very, it really touched me. And I wanted to be that person who thinks the way that song says. You know, and I've tried to really, I have tried really hard to get my personality to fit into that. And that condition I see something beautiful in everything. Everything that exists, everything that a human being has ever made. And so often I'll look at things that are discarded, and because that's so integrated into my personality, I see beauty even in things that are considered garbage. Just a second, can you hold on? I got something over here I want to show you that I just took something that was garbage and turned it into something beautiful. So I got it over there in the kitchen. I'm gonna go get it. Hold on a second. Don't go away. If you're staying with me, here I am over here. I don't know what got on my phone all of a sudden. Oh, it weighs a ton. All right, I'm back. So here I am, and so this is something I just made. I just made this this week. There you go. See how beautiful that's a mirror. And now you're looking at yourself, or you're looking at my TV. But this. Did anybody recognize what that is? Okay, that's a piece of garbage. That's what that is. Now I'm going to put that on top of a table. I think I'm going to make it into a table. It's not garbage. It's beautiful. That's 100-year-old piece of wood. It comes from a sewing machine that was trashed from age. The body of I got the sewing machine sitting over there, but I saw that beautiful piece of tiger oak, and the other side of it's got more of the tiger oak, but I like this side. And so, anyway, the tiger oak you can't get that tiger oak anymore. If you find a piece of wood that's 100 years old and it's tiger oak, oh my goodness, you cannot buy that anymore. And you cannot find it, because you know why? In order to get that tiger oak, you got to cut that oak tree in such a way that you waste a bunch of the tree. And we just can't afford to do it anymore, because we've just gone way too far, gone overboard in excess with greed and desiring to increase opulence to the point where we have so much, we're wasting so much time, and human beings are so much less important. Well, I got some more things I want to show you, but right now I got a visitor. It looks, no, maybe not. Somebody pulled up in front of my house, but they just kept going. So anyway, because I've been selling stuff. Anyway, I want to show you a couple more things that I made. This person that I knew, I found, was trying to get rid of a piano, and they were a piano, kind of slurring my words. They were taking it to the dump. Okay, if nobody gets this by tomorrow, so I called some friends. I grabbed my trailer. Actually a friend had a trailer, and without him I'd never gotten that thing on that trailer. His name is David Patch, one of the greatest, most wonderful human beings on the face of this earth. And you guys, if you ever get a chance he's an incredible carpenter. If you ever get a chance to have him do any work for you, he's worth whatever price he charges. You get that guy, and he's so swamped with work because of the quality of his work and the integrity of his mind and his honesty. That David Patch, man, you ever get a chance to meet him or talk to him, he's somebody that you can respect as a good man. And anyway, he helped me get this piano, and the piano was built in 1895. I got a thing to prove that just a second here. Okay, here it is, 1895. I think I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, I think it says 1895, or is it 85? No, it looks like an 8, but it's a 9. 1895. Okay, so I went and got that with David's. He just came and helped me. He didn't charge me a dime. He's just such a great guy. And so I pulled this off the piano, and the reason it's off the piano is because the piano, you can't sell these things. They weigh 1,400 tons, I think. You can't budge them. You move them. You kill yourself if you don't have 6 people. And David, I did stuff that was humanly impossible, in my opinion. But he was able to do it. He figured out how to use leverage and stuff to pick up this piano and move it onto this trailer. Got it home and put it in my driveway. To the chagrin of, and because this is a beautiful 100-year-old, over 100-year-old musical instrument of high quality. There's a Kimball piano. I should have taken a picture of it before I tore it apart. But so I got that thing, and let me get something else. Just a second. I hope you're still watching. So I've been playing with that in my spare time. I've got so much spare time I don't know what to do with it. And so I'm doing these things. So here's something. Look at can you see the tiger oak in there? It looks like a hologram. Look at that. Look at it shine in the sun. You get it in the right light, you get all kinds of beautiful movement in that wood. Now that's tiger oak. And it can't, this is an old growth tree. Well, that piano is made on, this came from the piano. I made it into a clock because I'm trying to figure out a way to use this stuff so that it's not wasted and lost. Look, you can't get this wood anymore. I have this, I would sell that. Somebody wanted it, I would sell it. I wouldn't sell it for $1. I wouldn't sell it for $10. I wouldn't sell it for $50. Really, the thing is priceless, in my opinion. You cannot get another piece of wood like that unless you tear apart an old 100-year old piano and use what's in there. Use that wood to repurpose it. We're just taking these pianos to the dump and burying them. They are so valuable that I grieve. So rather than letting them take it to the dump, they dumped it in my yard for a year. It sat there, and I worked on it. I got all the keys off it. I restructured the thing. I took things apart, making benches out of it. I'm making wall hangings out of it. And I got 2 of these clocks. Here's the other one that I made. It came right off the. Now that's some more of the type. That's got some veneer on it, and it kind of had a design I liked on there. So I kind of made it into. It looks like a woman with a dress, and anyhow. So I'm constantly doing stuff like this. Now, I want you to know that this is something that we need to be thinking about as we go through this change in our society during COVID virus times. First of all, we need to be more respectful to the things that we have and stop just wasting things in an excessive amount of irrational tossing, burying good, valuable stuff that we should not be getting rid of. We need to make use of them. And a lot for art in these days. We need art. We need music. There's healing in these things. So I want to, since I'm into this show and tell time, I remember this from elementary school. Mommy, we're having show and tell. Can I take something to school to show people? Because I like to show stuff. So I took my rabbit one time I took my rabbit. I didn't get permission. I had a little rabbit from Easter that they bought me. And it was fun. That was the cutest thing I ever saw. Well, I've seen some cuter women, but never mind. This is a very cute rabbit, little rabbit I got for Easter, and I snuck it into my backpack and I took it to I took it to show and tell. Oh my goodness, the teacher took a look at that rabbit and she says, "What are you doing with a rabbit in your backpack, Donnie?" I said, "Well, I want to show and tell." And so she calls my parents up and then she says, "You know your son brought a rabbit to school today, a live rabbit?" And I said, and they said, "What?" And I gotta watch that kid all the time. Yeah, well, never mind about my misspent youth. I got one more thing I'm going to show you. Hold on just a second. I'm just into show and tell today. So I'm down on another part of my house. This is part of that piano I was telling you about. The front of the piano. This is the front of. Now I put a hanging device on the back, and I haven't hung it yet. I'm going to hang it. But this is the front of the piano. Oh, if I can get it here where you can see it now. Is this not one of the most beautiful things that you have ever seen? And it was going to the dump. This was going to go to the dump. This was going to go for the dump. And now I've got it out for sale for $300. You know, this is one of a kind. There's not another piece of wood like this anywhere. And just hanging on the wall, it will make you happy. And I'm going to hang it on my wall because I like being happy. And so I got lots of stuff, probably more than I should have, hanging on my walls. But every one of them makes me happy. So, you know, we can do stuff with these beautiful things. We don't have to take them to the dump just because they're in our way. And you know, if you got something like that in your house and you don't want it anymore, give me a holler. I'll come and get it. I'll do something good with it. I'll make it into something beautiful, and you'll be thankful for it. You'll be thankful that you didn't take something that God created, that man recognized. You know, somebody cut down that beautiful oak tree in the past, 100-year-old oak tree. You can tell by the density of the wood and the age that I gave you the thing. You can tell that it's an old tree. You know, it came from an old tree. We've cut down all the old growth. Now that we stuck the wood in our pianos, and now we're putting the beautiful wood in landfills. Oh my gosh, how can we do this? Okay, let's think about that a little bit. Just think about it. See if you can come up with another idea that might be more valuable, more useful, and more respectful to the beautiful created trees, the wood that we have cut down and repurposed and made into something, and now we're sticking it in a landfill, or we're painting it. Oh my gosh, don't paint it. Can you see somebody painting that piece of wood? Oh my goodness. Stay away from me, because I will cry if I see you painting some of the beautiful wood that God has given us, putting plastic coating that's full of toxic waste in it. You know, the petroleum products. You know, we need to stop using gasoline altogether. I got an electric. For 10 years I've had an electric lawnmower. When I bought that, I got a big yard. I push mow my lawn, and that's why I can still walk. Probably I don't ride a lawnmower to push my huge lawn. Someday I'll show you my lawn. So anyway, I get 2,000 steps mowing my lawn, which is a good thing. Keeps me healthy. And you know what? I'm just going to keep rambling on here. But you know, these are some of the things that concern me about our culture: the waste, the disrespect to the earth that gives us life, the living entity, however it is, it's alive. In my opinion, the earth is our mother. You know, I remember that old commercial. It's where they said it's not nice to do something obnoxious to Mother Nature. Because, you know, you don't want to make her mad, because look, we're seeing Mother Nature fight back right now. So let's kind of take stock of our attitude, our beliefs, our thoughts,
and start being more responsible with it, please. And love one another, like my song says, and was sung many years, 1970, 80, 90, 2000, 2010, and 2020. That message still isn't being heard. Integrate this song into your personality. It would be wise. Stop trying to live out social Darwinism and be the fittest at the expense of everybody around you so that you can be the fittest and survive. I'll tell you what, stop it and you'll find that you'll thrive and you'll survive if you love people instead of being worried about whether you're more incredible than they are all the time. That's just sickness. We're animals, yes. We are an animal species. We also have God's spark of eternal soul and energy in us. That makes us different than the animal species. We can mitigate our natural animal instincts, and we can change to them and improve the quality of our life and the way we behave and the fruit that we produce, and produce something much more beautiful if we choose to establish a set of standards that we adhere to with self-discipline and a sound mind. We have the power to do that given to us by our Creator. And we also have compassion and love given to us by our Creator. We have compassion, we have a sound mind, and we can live those out. And then the other thing He's given us is the power to make changes in our character so that we are not self-destructive. I pray in Jesus' name that we will all think about that today. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Okay, that's my story. And I say this all the time. I don't know. I have to figure out who said that first. Anyhow, I'm done. I'm out of here. And I love you all. I pray that you all stop grousing, stop wasting your time talking about things that are futile, and start being productive and part of the solution rather than magnifying the problem with your attitude. If you're doing that, please, just stop it. You know, like Bob Newhart said many years ago, just stop it.